Hello everybody, I am Venkat once again and welcome to third episode. In the last episode we discussed about rhythmic breathing, which is pure breathing of a little child. We will for 1 minute pray before starting the session. We'll pray with rhythmic breathing and I will be praying for the welfare of your family members as well as you in the next 1 minute. So I am placing one hand on my chest, one hand on my stomach and breathing with my chest and stomach in tune with the audio of correct breathing for little child. Right. After praying for you, let us begin this session on why little children do not maintain correct breathing throughout their growth into adulthood and throughout adulthood into senior citizenship and throughout senior citizenship. Why the breathing gets distorted? Babies, when they are just born, they cry. They cry when the nappy gets wet, they cry when they feel cold, they cry when they get hungry, and for various other discomforts they do cry. But the crying is without any emotional attachment. As a little baby grows bigger, as a little child starts getting ego, little child starts experiencing its identity that I am so and so, and this is my father, this is my mother, this is my grandpa, this is my grandma. The little child gets attached to all these things. And when somebody says, no, I'm going to take away your mother, I'm going to take away your father, I'm going to take you only away from this house. When somebody says such things, the little child gets frightened. And when the little child gets frightened, the little child gets change in its breathing pattern. The little child experiences change in its breathing pattern. When I say this, it may be a little difficult to understand, but here is a video which I want you to see. This video will explain to you a little child which is growing up is so happy when it is having the mobile in its hands. And if the mobile, we all know that mobile has got a lot of radiation which is harmful for the body, especially for growing babies and little children. So we try to take the mobile away from the baby, from the little child, and see what happens. The baby goes into a tantrum. The baby goes into a tantrum. So let us watch this video now. Right. So this tantrum has changed the way the little baby breathes. After the tantrum is over, the breathing pattern does not go back to the original breathing pattern because of emotional involvement with the mobile. The baby wants to play with the mobile, but it is frustrated by the act of its elders taking away the mobile from its hands. Ashizan बेबी दुःख जाता आणि रडपा लागता. So this is after the baby's tantrum is over. Okay, we give the baby the mobile, the tantrum gets over. Then what happens? Baby is happy again. But I know people think that the breathing pattern has gone back to the earlier breathing pattern. After the tantrum, the breathing pattern does not go back to the earlier breathing pattern. There is a small shift, an unnoticeable shift in the breathing pattern, which is away from the correct way of breathing, which has shifted away from the correct way of breathing. There are many such episodes in a little child's growth, from babyhood to teenager, then from teenager to young adult and middle-aged adult, and later on to senior citizen. Through all these transitions of the human body, the experiences of anger, the experiences of pain, the experiences of grief, the experiences of despair, the experiences of fright are too many. And each episode leaves a scar in the breathing apparatus, which permanently but slowly, unnoticeably changes the breathing pattern from the ideal God-gifted breathing pattern to the one which we adopt because of stress, the one which we make a part of our life. By forgetting God-gifted natural breathing pattern, which is as per this audio which is playing in the background. Here is another video of how a young girl gets affected when her father does not allow her to buy the toy which she wants to buy. Let us watch this video now. So you can see in this video also, after some time the little girl will come back to her earlier breathing. That's what we think. The little child, the child will forget, the girl will forget that she got upset because her dad will maybe give her ice cream or some other toy and pacify her. So the girl will forget her emotional upset, but not her body. Her body will remember that turmoil. The body will store the turmoil in the body, in the appropriate region of the body, and it will keep on accumulating over the years, which will cause problems of health, of disease, either mental or physical. And therefore, it is very important that the little girl, if she knew that yes, her breathing has changed, her breathing is changing because of the tantrum, if she knew what is the correct way of breathing, she practices the correct way of breathing, makes it a part of her life, so that when something unpleasant happens to her, like in this case, her father refused to give her the toy which she wanted. When such an unpleasant thing happens to her, if she is aware of her correct breathing pattern, she will automatically adopt that breathing pattern instead of going for the angry breathing pattern, which will distort her breathing pattern permanently, little by little, little by little. So when the little girl practices this rhythmic breathing, her mind is changed. Her mind is truly like little child, because this breathing pattern, which is audible now, is that of a little child. This is how a little child breathes. Pure breathing. But not the distorted breathing which we are slowly adopting as a part of our life. Here is another video of fright. Look at this little boy playing a video game and observe what happens to him at the end of the game. You will observe that at the end of this game, the boy is in shock and he is sobbing with fright because something unexpected came up on the screen which knocked his temperament, which made him upset, right? And his breathing, we all know that when a person is upset, when a person is angry, the breathing is not correct. But after some time, this little boy will come out of his fright with the help of his family members or friends, will come out of his fright and will go back to, yes, we think we'll go back to the original breathing before he got frightened. But my dear citizens, that does not happen. Slowly, slowly, the breathing gets truncated. Breathing gets more and more truncated. And when we are adults, yes, the breathing is under breathing. The breathing starts becoming under breathing, supplying less oxygen to all the cells than what they need with under breathing. So, my dear friends, the effect of wrong breathing, we will discuss that later. But why does the pure breathing of a little child change over time? A frightened child or a frightened human being has a wrong breathing. An angry human being again has wrong breathing, which is different from that of a frightened human being. The same human being, if he were frightened, will breathe differently as when he gets angry. And not only that, in fright, in the emotion of anger, there are scales from mild irritation for anger, say angry, getting angry, noticeably angry, to getting violently angry. In each such escalation of anger, the breathing again is not the same. It keeps on changing depending on the emotional connect we have with the situation. And similarly, with each episode, with each level, I would like to say, of fright, mild fright and extreme fright. Extreme fright. An example of mild fright, yes, suddenly we hear some unexpected sound, we get frightened, especially if it is in the dark, right? And what about person who is driving on a two-wheeler on the highway and the bike slips, the person falls down and notices a lorry, a truck speeding towards the person? What will be the fright of that person? The person is the car, the lorry is about to roll over the person, full of fright. That breathing pattern is totally different from the irritation or the fright experienced when a sudden unexpected sound is heard. So there are different levels of fright breathing, again for grief also, again for depression also, and so on. And all these things lead us to wondering what is the correct way of breathing. The correct way of breathing has to be something which is spelt out in the holy books. It is there in the popular, the most well-read Bible. Also it is there in Hindu holy book of Bhagavad Gita. Same thing in different context, different words, but the meaning being conveyed by the gods in both the books. It all depends on interpretation. Yes, and I have meditated on these words and I have come to the conclusion that they are referring to the nothing other than the pure breathing of a little child of about 2 years old. So with this, we are almost at the end of the session. Before winding up this session, I would once again like to pray with pure breathing of a little child coursing in my respiratory breathing apparatus and making my mind pure like that of a little child. I would like to pray for health, wealth, happiness and the long life that God has promised each one of us. I would like to pray for you and your family members that all these things become yours. So once again, kindly sit straight, relax, place one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. Connect with this breathing. Oh Jesus, 3 seconds, inhaling through the nose, expand chest and tummy. Mary, 2 seconds, exhaling through the nose, empty, contract gently, lightly, chest and tummy together, and keep breathing. With this breathing, I will pray, and so that God's kingdom in heaven materializes on earth too. Over to the prayer. With this 1 minute of prayer, we have come to the end of our session. Thank you. God bless you. And see you again in the next episode.